Hello, and welcome to Math 100. In this video, I will show you how your Canvas shell for this course is constructed. And I will show you exactly what is expected of you for each of the 21 lessons that you will be covering or you'll be studying. All right, so let me just share my screen so I can go into details of what you will be doing for each section and how you take the test and so on. All right. Let's get started. All right, so your Canvas shell will look slightly different because what you're seeing is my instructor view, but your shell will look similar. All right. As you probably know, each of your course is considered a shell, and then each shell, basically a shell, consists of modules. All right, so in this class, you will see the first module called the Welcome to Math 100 module. That's this one block here. Followed by the chapter 1 module, the chapter 2 module, and then test 1 module, and so on, all the way to the end of the semester. And the very last module you see, of course, is the final exam module. The second to last one is called the course project module, right? So get what that means, right? And you know what a module is, right? Module is a block of these items that your instructor creates, and mine looks like this. All right, and then on the first module, the first welcome module is basically everything you need for this course, right? If you click on the first one, it says fall 2020, but for this, particular semester, you will see the office hour link to your instructor. The list of homework exercises, if you want to see the entire list of all the homework problems that you are going to do, for each section of the book, this is where you will find the PDF file. Okay. Now, there are other ways where you can find the exercises, so you don't have to worry about this one particularly. Here, if you click on that, you'll see the course syllabus for this course for this term. And then the fourth one here is what is Math 100? It is a PowerPoint presentation. And I will be going over this briefly in just a moment. Okay. And then this link where this is where you can download your open educational resources. The OER is free, completely free. And so you can download this entire book for no cost. And this will be your textbook. All right. I highly recommend that you download it so that you do not have to depend on your internet connection if you have to do your homework. Right. Homework solutions, all the homework problems are worked out here. This is not for you to just click and copy, right? But to check your answers when you do your homework. All right. Now, this is assignment 1, and this is SYW. Now, SYW throughout this course stands for show your work. So almost every assignment you turn in assignment, and like on the test, you will have another portal where you do turn in another piece of paper. That's your scratch paper or the paper on which you show your work. So show your work for assignment 1. Now, in order for you to get used to this online environment, the Canvas shell and how it works, I'm asking you to turn in this assignment 1, which consists of 5 silly questions, by the way. You don't have to prepare for this. These are sort of stupid questions, if you will. And then one of the questions will ask you to go to the show you work for assignment 1 and turn in a piece of paper. Actually, what you do is to scan the piece of paper, make a PDF file out of it, not a picture file, a PDF file, because PDF files work much nicer in Canvas. And then you are to upload it, and that is how you turn in your show your work assignments. All right, so I hope this is clear. All right, and so whenever you have a chance in the next day or two, click on this assignment 1, and you will see true false questions, multiple choice questions. Again, very silly questions. All right, and so that's your assignment, the very first assignment. And I want everybody to do it. So I'm giving you a few points for it. Right. And so 5 points for this assignment 1. Everyone should get it because get the 5 points because this is probably the easiest of all the assignments that you will be doing. Okay, let's go to the real lesson. All right. So chapter 1 consists of 4 lessons. Chapter 2 consists of 2 lessons, and that's pretty much a standard. Every chapter is covered by between 2 and 4 lessons. Okay. And so, and once you are finished with the chapter, you turn in the assignment, the homework assignment for that chapter. So the first thing I want you to know is this: we have 8 chapters, and homework is due at the end of every chapter, okay? Not at the end of every lesson, although you will be doing some exercises for each lessons. All right, so let's take a look at lessons 1. Lessons 1 through 4, I will just show you lesson 1. Let's click on lesson 1 and see what happens. Remember, lesson 1 belongs to chapter 1, and chapter 1 has lessons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I want you to understand the names of these things. We have chapters, and inside of a chapter, we have the lessons. And sometimes a lesson covers 1 section. Sometimes a lesson covers 2 sections. Sometimes a lesson covers half a section, depending on how big the section is. All right. So when you click on lesson 1 or lesson, no, whatever. Okay. This is very typical of what you will be seeing. Every lesson has a page called the lesson 1 page or lesson 2 page or lesson 15 page. All right. And this is the page you are looking at. The lesson 1 page gives you exactly what you need to do. Basically, it's a set of instructions. If you follow and read every lesson page, you will be fine in this course. Okay, this is how you navigate through this course. So if you open lesson 1, this is what you will read. First, download the PDF file for the notes. Okay, and so go ahead and click on that. And so every lesson comes with a set of notes. Which I prepare ahead of time. You notice here, open, so you can click open, or you can save as lesson 1 notes so that you can keep that notes. And I highly recommend that you print out these notes. Now, if you have a tablet on which you can actually write, you can use, save these as PDF files and you can write on your screen. But again, for most of you, you probably want to print these out and write, fill in the blanks as you take these notes. All right, so far, okay, so this is notes for lesson 1. It's a PDF file. Typically, it's a 2-page PDF file, okay? 2 pages per lesson. All right, that's how I have organized this class. And so as you watch the videos, you will be filling these forms out. Okay, now these you don't have to turn in, right? But that's what you will be using as you take notes. You get that? Okay. All right. So that's the PDF file notes, right? So once you print it out, okay, then you are guided to, or you are asked to watch typically 2-part lesson video, right? So you have a lesson 1 part 1, lesson 2, and lesson 1 part 2. So I'm not going to play this, but if you click on that, it'll take you to the outside. I hope I have a connection here. It's a YouTube site basically, and then you will be seeing, the lessons. I'm not going to show you these things, but you can, take a look at these, and in fact you have to, right? Like I said, watching these videos is very much like attending your class meetings, all right? Attending your lectures. So if you don't watch these, you will probably not get the information you need to successfully complete this course. Okay, after watching your lesson videos, see that paragraph here? Complete the hard copy of the worksheet. All right, so at this point, once you have finished watching these videos, your notes should be filled, okay? And take these notes as if you were actually in the classroom. And then once you're done with that, we have another piece of paper, and this is a hard copy of the worksheet. All right, so every lecture or every lesson has a worksheet. This worksheet is for lesson 1, so it's worksheet number 1. All right, and this is what if we were meeting face to face in the classroom, this is a what I use for a group, group activity. And so it says sometimes in your group, come up with and blah, blah, blah. And you are in this first lesson, you are just collecting 10 examples of certain things. But anyway, that's how you would do that. Okay. And so work on the worksheet. Many times it's just a really series of questions, and I'll show you maybe in another lesson what this is. Okay. And so that's the hard copy of the worksheet. Okay. But you don't turn that in, because I used to collect those, and there are just like tons of them, because I used to collect a worksheet for each lesson from everybody, and that just became overwhelming. So I have automated that system, and now what you do is go to the online version of the worksheet. So you click on this one, you see that? If you click on this, this will take you to an online quiz. Okay, this one is called worksheet number 1. all right? And the questions are very similar to or almost identical to, sometimes exactly the same as the hard copy worksheet, all right? And so the reason I have you work on the hard copy of the worksheet first is so that you can think about these questions and you can write down the answers. So when you go into this online version, you can just fill in the blank or answer the questions very easily. All right. And so you take this and then you can finish that requirement. All right. So that is your online worksheet that exists for each lesson. All right. Again, so what do you have to do for each lesson? You open the lesson page and basically you follow the instructions. And your instructions will say typically as follows, right? Print or download the notes, with a bunch of blanks. So you can take notes as you watch these lesson videos, right? And once you are done with that part and you took your notes, then you go to the hard copy, you try to answer those questions. And then once you think you are done with this, you can go to the online version of the worksheet and answer the same questions, right? This will be automatically graded by Canvas. As it says here, Canvas will give you immediate feedback. All right. Now, what happens if you get it wrong? Great question. If you get something wrong, okay, I have provided the answer key here. So why am I doing this? Well, because these worksheets are really for your learning, not to, these are not high stakes assessment tools. So if you click on the answer key, this is what you will see. Again, you have to open these. Answer key consists of 3 pages. Now, this is very important, okay? Every time you click on the answer key on the lesson page, you will see the first 2 pages are the class notes, okay? Make sure you got the correct answers for your class notes. And then the 3rd page, remember the 3rd page of your answer key is the answer key for that worksheet, for that lesson, all right? And so take a look at this and correct yourself if you got any of these wrong on your online worksheet. And because I want you to be successful, I'm giving you up to 3 attempts to do these things. So let's say you take this online worksheet and you only get half of the problems. Then you can go back and correct yourself. Look at the answer key, the 3rd page of that answer key PDF file. Correct yourself, and then you can go and take the 2nd attempt to correct your mistakes on the 1st attempt. And so I'm giving you up to 3 attempts to get full credit for each of these worksheets, all right? Again, make sure you take advantage of it, right? And make sure you do this on time. And by the way, it's only worth 1 point. Every worksheet is only worth 1 point, okay? Really? Yeah, I mean, like each problem is like 0.3 or 0.2 points, but they add up, okay? And this is really for you to keep up with the work on a daily basis. And that's why I'm giving you up to 3 attempts in each of these worksheets, all right? And then you are asked to do the homework exercises. Okay, the homework exercises from the book, the OER, the Open Educational Resources, resource that you downloaded free of charge, right? And then if you click on this, well, you don't have to click on this. For each lesson, I list the problems you are to do. So for this lesson 1, you are to do section 1.1, it starts at page 50, and you are to do these problems, okay? Now, you will get stuck in many of the questions maybe. Right, so I'm also providing you with an answer key. All the homework answer keys are here. If you click on this link, it says HW answer key. It'll lead you to the PDF file that gives you the solutions to all those questions corresponding to this section, all right, or these sections. Sometimes sometimes a lesson could cover 2 or 3 sections, all right. So this is the end of your requirement for lesson 1. So what do you do in each lesson? You print a PDF file for your notes. You watch the videos and take notes. You try to fill out the answers for the hard copies of the worksheet, and then you go to the online worksheet for points. You can look at the answer key, and then you do your homework and check your answers with the answer key for your homework, but the homework for every lesson is listed at the bottom of the lesson page. So I hope this is clear, and this is what you will be doing for every single lesson. Now, what happens to the homework that you do? Okay, you just hang on to it, right? And so let me go back and show you what happens to the homework. All right, so I'm going back to the home page, and let's say we just did lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, very similar, okay? And so once you are finished with lesson 4, let's look at lesson 4, by the way. If you look at lesson 4, again, this time you have a 3-part series, an optional 3rd part of a lecture video. And so you do your, online worksheet, just like lesson 1, and then you do your homework exercise. And then look at what happens at the very end here. What does it say? This is the end of chapter 1 in the book. So at this point, okay, you scan and submit all of your chapter 1 homework in the assignment, and you submit it under the assignment, homework chapter 1 by the deadline. All right, submit the assignment for this entire chapter. Okay, so make sure you hang on to your homework until the end of the chapter and you turn in the PDF file. The assignment portal is at the end of the chapter module, and that's what you saw before. Okay, so I hope this is clear. I know we have words like lessons and chapters and homework and so on, but right here is where you turn in your homework. Okay, again, it should be one PDF file, not multiple PDF files, just one PDF file consisting of possibly multiple pages. All right, and you do the same for chapter 2. For each lesson here, you turn in your homework for chapter 2, and then comes your test. Your test number 1, you have a practice test, and this practice test 1 is supposed to help you review everything you need to know for your chapter test. All right, and then your practice test 1 has a PDF file answer key, as well as a video to explain how to solve all those problems on the practice test. So again, this is for your information. I hope you will utilize these resources. And then when it comes for you to take the exam, you take test 1, and then you show your work for test 1 by submitting your paper, the show your work paper through this portal. Right? And then you go to chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and so on. And so that's how it goes throughout the course. At the end of, or toward the end of your course, you will be working in your course project and your final exam. And I am sure that you will be told about these things as the course continues on and as the semester gets close to the end. Okay, so this is an overview of what is expected, and I hope you have sort of gotten some idea, right? It may not be as clear until you actually do it, but once you start doing this, I don't think it's going to be very difficult. Again, I have tried to organize the Canvas shell and the modules in an intuitive way. So if you continue to follow, if you keep following the instructions on each page or each lesson page, I think you'll be okay. All right. So again, if you have any questions, if you have any, if you're confused about anything, please email me or contact me, and then we'll set up a Zoom lesson or a Zoom session, or I can reply to your email. All right. I hope you have a great semester. Have a wonderful time.